Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, anybody who wants to be a lady. This is Elizabeth, and today I'm going to give you a little bit of backstory on how I actually started cross dressing. Okay, uh, I'll give you some of the influences that started it and how I actually became to do it per se. Okay, uh, back in the 80s when I was growing up, actually in the late 70s, there was this TV show called Wonder Woman, and I loved the way that she looked in her satin, you know, tights and all her satin stuff that she wore, whenever she was Wonder Woman. That kind of got me going, wow, that's actually quite beautiful. Then in the 80s, I started to actually check out print ads and catalogs that had women in satin type lingerie. And today I kind of felt kind of adventurous, so I went back to some of the I have some things that I saved, and I actually came across this catalog from the 80s that actually was just nothing but lingerie in it. And as you can actually see, this is kind of some of the stuff that kind of inspired me that I kept. You can see that there are some beautiful slips there and some beautiful camisoles and some, full slips and half slips and stuff like that. And of course, on the back, that there's some very, very beautiful things. This is basically a lingerie type catalog that J.C. Penney put out. It's very, very old. It's been around the block a few times, but I kept it all these years because I thought it was kind of a cute deal, and I kind of have a few more actually saved, but I thought I'd bring that in. But anyway, whenever I was about 16 years old, I finally got the gumption up to actually go into a store and buy my own things, because the girls that I grew up with were not really into that type of stuff that I wanted, and I didn't want to freaking, I didn't want to, I wanted my own stuff. So I went to J.C. Penney actually, and actually asked me if I could, I kind of had a way to find out what size I was, just kind of, so I got the stuff home, tried it out, and it worked absolutely beautiful. The bra and the panty set that I actually had was actually very, very beautiful on me. I kind of liked the way it fit, and I kind of liked the way it felt, and for the first time in my life, it actually did something to me I will have to say, on a sexual level. It actually enabled me to actually have my first ever orgasm, happened pretty late. So from that moment, I kind of always had this cross-dressing thing as kind of a keyhole into my sexuality. And I kind of went through my 20s. I bought more lingerie and bought more lingerie. I had to purge a few times in my 20s. Then in my late 20s, I actually started actually getting off of just lingerie, just buying that type of stuff, and actually went into buying skirts, skirt sets, blouses. In fact, this blouse here, I kind of put it on for nostalgic sake, because this is kind of like one of the first female blouses that I ever wore, and so I kind of wanted to wear it kind of special for this video, so you kind of see what kind of stuff I actually bought back in the 90s, as I started on this journey that I've been on. And of course, I bought more stuff, and then I ran into this girl that ran this satin type website. Her name is Vanna. You can check her out, vannaweb.com, blah, blah, blah. She actually kind of inspired me to actually go and actually have try-ons, where I actually go to the stores and actually try on stuff there. And I will have to say that actually worked out absolutely beautiful, because now whenever I went home, the stuff that I bought was going to fit me, okay? So that there kind of spurred me on, and I just kept buying more stuff now, because I knew exactly what my sizes were, and I could actually go into the store and try them on and figure out what my sizes were and blah, blah, blah. So come the 2000s, I started really getting into this. I mean, I kind of went on these weird little tangents where I would buy certain items of clothing, like I'll buy like, bras. I'll buy like 15 bras, and what I did buy was like really big into was formal wear, uh, and wedding dresses. I have 4 wedding dresses. I love them very, very much. But anyway, I kind of got into that kind of thing. And then in the 2000s, I got into this chat site called You're Not Alone, and I started talking to other CDs and trans girls. And I loved that very much. And it was so amazing because I actually checked out other girls. And then in the interim of that, I found out I was actually attracted to them, and started going to other websites that were just trans girls. And all of a sudden I found out that I am attracted to a trans girl as well as a regular girl. So that kind of blew my mind. And I'm just like, wow, okay. So I'm just like, okay, this is kind of nice. So, and what I did find a little bit of weird hostility, because there were some girls that actually wanted to be perceived as real women and actually going through the whole entire, thing where they get on hormones and then they go through the surgeries and stuff like that so they can be actual real women. And they kind of got on to me because I had this kind of weird little fetish thing about dressing. And I got to the point where I'm not apologizing for that anymore. That's defines my sexuality just about as much as anything else. I can't just turn that off. So, that kind of gives you some of the idea of how I started, what I did, and everything else like that. And, like I said, I gave a shout out to Vanna because she was the one that actually encouraged me to actually get more into it, and we chatted for about 5 or 6 years on the old ICQ thing. So she was kind of instrumental to that, and I just wanted to give her a shout out, So I just wanted to actually share my story with you, upon here. I'm kind of coming out of my shadow a little bit more and more. I'm actually in my 50s, and I'm still coming out of my shadow. But I hope everybody enjoys this video. I like making it. I kind of had to kind of rehearse a few things, but if you like what you saw, go ahead and subscribe, blah, blah, blah. How it is with YouTube. Everybody wants you to subscribe, click the notifications, like and all that kind of stuff. If you like what you see, go ahead and subscribe. If you don't, that's all right too. No big deal. Yeah, all right. And I will go ahead and sign off for now, and I will just say satin kisses and satin hugs to you, and have a good day. Have a good weekend, and enjoy the rest of this summer. Bye-bye.